Settled? Great. Then let's go.
The Achilles heel of all sports people is, ironically, usually not the heel at all, but the knee. This joint is capable of absorbing a great deal of punishment, but the demands of high-impact sports test and often push the knee beyond its limits. On hard courts especially, like basketball, tennis and netball, there is twisting and strain on joints when your legs need to stop suddenly, but your body needs to lunge. This can create long-term and potentially career-ending damage. What's needed is a shoe that can give grip and traction, but at the same time protect the leg when you're twisting and turning.
Yeah, well done. We all love a shoe that allows us to twist and turn without slipping and sliding, but there's a trade-off. As my body turns, my shoe wants to stay put, which places enormous pressure on my knee ligaments. Now, I'm not suggesting modern track shoes cause injuries, but as you're about to see, the latest shoe technology is specifically designed to prevent them.
Come on now.
Here we go. Oh, yeah, beautiful.
In the United States, basketball is the highest contributor to sports injuries, and more teenagers are injured playing basketball than any other sport. In Australia, netball ranks among the top for injuries.
Off the rim.
And like basketball, 2/3 of injuries involve knees and ankles.
Bounces.
And women are 3 times more likely to sustain a knee injury than men.
Okay, what have you got in your bag of tricks here, mate?
Got the shoes are turned.
Hey, well, wow.
This could be your knee's next new best friend. Melbourne physician Dr. Jack Goldberg and his son Brian are about to market the Rotasole, a shoe with a disc embedded in the sole allowing extra pivot without losing grip.
There's a bit of secret stuff going on under there,
Yes,
isn't
there's
there?
a disc with a metallic spring is the basis of it.
And that's all you're going to tell me, isn't it?
Yes, that's all one needs to know.
Placing your weight onto the front of your foot while turning gives you an extra 30 degrees rotation without putting pressure on your knee and ankle joints. This squad of tennis juniors are acting as Rotasole guinea pigs at Sydney's International Tennis Centre.
Bring your legs through.
Australia's toughest footwork coach David Bailey is also on hand to put the kids and the shoes through their paces.
That's the point. 4-3. Cross, shift. And recover, come back.
Now, my game's not really good enough to push the shoe to its limits, but these tennis stars of the future reckon they can clearly feel a difference.
2 points victory.
So what did you think, Raph?
I like them. You get the roll instead of having to take 2 steps, and I feel like they're taking a lot of shock off my knees and everything. Yeah, I'm going to keep wearing them, definitely.
I think they're only probably good for a hard court. I don't think you'd be able to slide on them, but just turning, they feel very comfortable.
Off court, time for further tests. The Sydney University Biomechanics Lab will use 3D motion capture analysis to compare normal runners to the Rotasole. As I run, 8 infrared cameras pick up the markers attached to my joints and transmit live images of my right foot, right leg, thigh and chest to a computer. Jack and Brian have spent 15 years developing the shoe. Not surprisingly, they're a little anxious about this lab scrutiny. The computer measures the impact of my foot and the twisting pressure on my knee as I sidestep. The higher the pressure on my knee, the longer the red line. After several runs, Professor Richard Smith will compare Rotasole measurements with runs I performed earlier in standard track shoes.
It's clear that the Rotasole shoe has less twisting stress on the ankle moment by about 30%, that's the blue line, compared with the red line, which is the running shoe. The story for the knee moment is much the same. We have to remember that this is just a single case study, but it's pretty impressive seeing a 30% reduction in the twisting stress on the ankle and the knee joint.
What a workout. Now, these Rotasoles might not be for everyone, but you're going to hear a lot more about them. Jack and Brian have just taken delivery of their first production run, and while they're still negotiating with retail outlets, they will be available all around the world by the end of the year.